Can you imagine, guys, saving so much of your money so that you can go and meet your favorite musician, celebrity, and when they are there and you're ready to meet them, waiting so long in the queue, they don't even want to acknowledge you?
Right behind you for your picture, Gorge. Right behind you. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Barely talk to you, barely look at you, and you're just standing there awkward because you spent so much money, spent so much of your time, and there's nothing that you can do. I would be so upset. I'll be like, hello, I'm here. Why are you sitting there, Miley? You're speaking to Naomi Campbell, having a chit chat as if you're both having a coffee or getting brunch, when you have your followers waiting in line to see you, paying so much money, and you can't even acknowledge them properly, let alone taking pictures or etc. These videos have circulated, they've gained traction, and she just was in Paris with Beyonce on her tour, and everybody was so happy to see her. So to see these videos go around is something that she or her team do not want. So it's just frustrating. This is why you will never catch me in a long queue just to meet a celebrity as if they're God. For what reason? People need to be given a piece of humble pie, because what are you doing? Why can't you say hello? I just don't understand. But this is what these people get, no shade, because the celebrity worship just gets bigger and bigger each year, that you're waiting in line to see somebody and they don't even see you. Everybody has to fight. We're all going to jail. We're all going to be in the same cell block, all of us, because what do you mean? It's just so ignorant and rude. I don't know why Miley is doing something like that. I really don't. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Daily and consistent content. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, guys. It's just one click. Murad Nation. Let's get to 500,000. Why not? We're aiming big, but why not? Now, Jay-Z joins Beyonce on tour today in Paris. I don't know why Beyonce loves Paris so much, but of course her fans in America and everywhere are really upset because they're like, well, they've got Miley, they've now got Jay-Z. What is happening? Why don't we get anything? Clearly they just love Paris. And Jay-Z obviously came down, surprised everybody today, and sang his songs. And a couple of days ago, Miley appeared. So the It couple, articles are stating, have been reunited as he joins Beyonce on the Cowboy Carter tour to show that they both basically are stronger than ever. I think that this is a message. I feel like whenever Beyonce and Jay-Z do anything together musically, there's a message behind it, and I think that they want to let the world know that they still are very much united and putting up a strong front with their children also on stage to reflect the Carter dynasty, and that they are not going anywhere, and they want to let us know that. Now, speaking of Diddy, we weren't even speaking of him, but speaking of Diddy, guys, Roger Bonds, one of Diddy's guards, who has been blasted in these trials about how he basically was grabbing up Cassie, enabled Diddy. Awful man. He basically has done an interview with Vlad TV, and he discusses the fact that Diddy and Jay-Z did not have a great relationship because Diddy felt like Jay-Z never completed it, and he actually was very upset about not being invited to Jay-Z's wedding. Now, I am always going to be here at the table when we want to discuss Diddy and Jay-Z's friendship, because I just find it to be so interesting, the dynamics, who loved who more, who was the stronger friend out of the two. It does come in waves, but I felt like Jay-Z was somebody who would benefit more with the friendship with Diddy, but wouldn't necessarily return stuff. And so Diddy apparently was really upset by the fact that he wasn't invited. I'm pretty sure that Diddy was now even more upset that, when the Jay-Z Busby lawsuit thing situation happened, he was like, I don't even know Diddy. We weren't even friends like that. Like, Diddy has, from his perspective, repeatedly experienced abandonment from this man, Jay-Z. Repeatedly. Like, the friendship, he would state, all on camera, as he would say, this is my brother, he's the only person who can call me this name, shouting him out on stage and randomly, where Jay-Z just would not respond with that same level publicly. And so whilst they absolutely were close friends, it's just so many reminders that Diddy was not getting that same reception. So I wonder why he doesn't air him out whilst he's been in prison. I just don't get why he hasn't done that. He's remaining loyal, and I don't understand why. I think, maybe the Carters know people that are very powerful and Diddy refuses to do so. I just don't understand why he chooses to remain loyal to a friend who's not really remaining loyal to you. I feel like it's just a very poor choice from Diddy's side. Now, something is going on between Justin and Hailey, because Hailey was recently papped without her wedding ring, and Justin is now posting cryptic messages a day after, and it just all seems to be weird. Justin shared a cryptic message, guys, about receiving the silent treatment after Hailey stepped out without her wedding ring. I have anxiety and I have overthinking. Left and right, they go hand in hand. If you give me any room for error, there will be error. He also responds other stories that says, if you're giving me silent treatment, at least tell me why. So this is definitely a reflection of what is going on in their marriage. Definitely Hailey is giving that man the silent treatment. And you know what? I would do it too. No shade or disrespect, but somebody like Bieber, who seems to be quite outlandish, somebody who doesn't really take responsibility and wants to play the victim card continuously, from what it seems like, is now wondering why his wife is giving the silent treatment. All of what he's doing online and the stuff that he's talking about and etc., it does affect his wife. And I think that is very important to state. Some people say that Hailey is a handler. Some people say that she is just somebody who got married to him because she was obsessed with him as a fan, and it was a fan to love story. I don't know whether she's a handler or not, but I can see why she would just find it exhausting and draining to be around this man. Since he decided to release those messages where he was talking about, oh, I have anger issues, if I'm angry, you know why, and etc. No, babes, I'm so sorry. And it's a very harsh message, especially from somebody like me who's been through SA. You can't remain in the victim role for the rest of your life because of the trauma that you have gone through. It's a very extremely hard pill to swallow. So I can understand why some people don't get what I'm saying in the comments, because Bieber clearly is playing the victim in those messages that when he was leaked, and since then my opinion of him has just kind of changed. I don't doubt that he's gone through things in the industry. I mean, I'm not here to invalidate that. I wasn't there. But there comes a time in your life where you need to just sweep everything up, move on, identify your behavioral issues and problems based on what you went through, and recognize that these are problems that you are creating for yourself and that you need to take responsibility for your actions, go to therapy and move on. It's really that difficult. Not that simple. It's really that difficult. You can't maintain yourself in a victim position in life, because when you do so, you inhibit growth. You prevent it. The doors are closed. But when you start taking responsibility for things in your life, not for anybody else, but for yourself, you open so many doors to self-growth and how you can learn and become a better person. You cap all of that when you are, oh, I went through this when I was young. Oh, I went through that. Oh, I went through trauma. Oh, this happened, and etc. That's why I act the way that I do. That's why I'm angry. That's why you're getting these emotions. I'm not lashing out. I'm just angry. Like, if somebody is saying to you, you are lashing out on me, I am uncomfortable, and then you, Bieber, want to spin that and want to say, I'm not lashing out, I went through trauma, you know I went through that, how dare you say that, etc., is crazy to me. Crazy to me. No, beloved, go to therapy, understand that you went through trauma, understand that that trauma has developed into some negative behavioral outcomes and outlooks, and those negative behaviors that you are producing based on the trauma that you've gone through is your problem. It's your issue, and you are accountable for your actions. Point blank, period. There may be an explanation for your behavior, which could be your trauma, but it's not an excuse. There's no excuses. And I feel like Bieber is trying to intertwine the two by saying, how dare you say, since that those messages really, it made me look at him very differently, because this is the way you're talking about your past is completely incorrect. And it's very common with people who've gone through trauma, who have not gone through therapy or refuse to go to therapy, and especially common for men who've gone through trauma, which is why men are out here either being physically violent or either take substances, have addictive personalities for negative stuff, either become overtly sexualized. All of this are behavioral outcomes based on trauma that you've gone through when you were young, which could be any form of trauma, mainly SA, and therefore because of that you either become aggressive, you kind of become violent because you want to be in control because you weren't in control before, or you end up becoming overtly sexualized, and that can harm you. So many different behavioral outcomes. It's all different anybody. Those behavioral outcomes are your issue. You can't just say, oh, this is just what I'm doing because I want what I went through and that's why I act the way I do. It is what it is. No, that might be what you're displaying because of what you've gone through, but nobody should be living with you acting like that because you went through this trauma. No. No. These are your issues, these are your problems. Take accountability. Stop playing the victim role. You might have been a victim 1 minute in your life, but that doesn't mean you're a victim continuously throughout your entire life. That's not how this goes, because if you want to stay on that boat, you're not going to move on to the ship. You're not going to move on to the yacht. You're just not. You're just not. Hopefully you guys get where I'm coming with this. Hopefully you guys get where I'm coming with this. Like, I really want you guys to understand this conversation about Bieber, because I feel like he just keeps on lashing out and etc. And I feel like she just can't take it anymore. I feel like she's just over it. Like, this is just a lot. Like, over it. Also, her whole makeup brand apparently is now marketed at 1 billion. I'm not believing that. I'm so sorry. I'm really not believing that. I don't think her market is there at 1 billion. She just got the perfect PR connects to make the perfect PR stories. Ain't nobody worth she ain't worth 1 billion. Like, I'm not even trying to hate. Like, I just don't think that's even true. I think it's just the right PR words that are being used here. Anyways, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It's just 1 click to subscribe. Hopefully you guys get what I'm saying with the Bieber stuff, because we went deep and I didn't even expect to go deep. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video. Please click that button, guys. It's just 1 click. That's all you guys have to do. Au revoir. Bisous. I'll see you guys soon.